welcome to another episode of playonultra podcast. This is episode 196.
Yeah.
For some reason, every time we say the number, I never believe it. I'm like, is that right? Is that right? Is it? I don't know. Is it 193? I don't know.
Well, especially
Nobody
since,
knows.
When I joined, it was way in a high number, and that was back when we were doing it weekly. So it stacked.
I feel like you joined at
quickly.
60 something, 70.
Yeah, yeah, I'm pretty sure it was that.
We've been going at this for 5-6 years now, I think.
I know, yeah, because I was still full-time YouTubing.
Yeah, back when we used to play video games.
I know. And now this is basically social hour so I can be socializing with people.
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
This is our monthly
this
social
podcast
hour.
has motivated me to do things like I gotta see Doctor Strange so I can talk about it on the podcast, or whatever.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So what have been people doing?
Well, I had my birthday last week, so that was cool.
Happy birthday.
Thank
Belated
you.
birthday.
Thank
What'd y'all do?
I was up north, meaning I was on a summer home vacation with my family. So that was very nice because it has been quite hot here for Michigan. It's been hot. I know it's not hot, but it's been 90 for several weeks, which for Michigan is extremely hot. And so it was very nice up there because it's nice up there because it was more low 70s. So that was really nice. More tolerable. But yeah, I went up north and had vacation basically. But yeah.
Nice. Everybody, Sarah, I'm sure you finished Miss Marvel. You have not finished Miss Marvel.
That's true. I've seen 4 episodes. So the last thing I saw was she was
in Pakistan.
Yeah, there's the car chase scene, the tuk-tuk chase.
Okay.
It's hard for me to keep track of what happens because I feel like a lot of it's filler. So she's still there's a thing with a train happening, and I don't really know what I don't know what the main big bad is. There's people trying to stop her or take her powers so that they can save their universe. Since I don't know, it's hard to.
I feel like
oh boy,
the show definitely started off really strong. I would say, I really I was quite invested in the beginning.
The first episode had so much 2D animation on top of everything. I was like, this is fun to watch. Even if I don't care what the people are saying, I'm just having fun watching the visuals, and that stopped happening.
Yeah, well, it's meant, I think, is because she starts to get more serious, because the 2D animation, I think, is supposed to be her imagination.
I see.
But yeah, so it is. I will say the bad guys are pseudo Eternals. Is the best way I can describe it.
Because they're old.
Yeah, I will say that the craziest thing to me so far with I think you had the wedding, right?
Yeah. Fun fact: one of my close friends was an extra in that wedding.
Oh,
you can see her multiple times.
Oh, that's
nice.
So cool. Was she dancing?
Yes.
In the big dance? Oh, that's really
she was
cool.
one of the dancers?
Well, I mean, not one of she's in the back line, during the dance you can see her kind of sort of dancing, but she's not choreographed dancing.
Oh, okay. Because some of that dancing was so
that's
cool.
Fun.
No, I have to say that the part to me that was still in the wedding that was still ridiculous is these guys who are trying to be good people that she is planning to help suddenly go, we can't wait, we must crash the wedding.
Yeah.
That was the weirdest part. Everything else starts to fall into place. You're about to realize why the train's important.
Trains. I like trains.
Well, it's what the train represents with her family.
Is it immigration? I don't know.
I mean, do you know
More
the
of an
family
escape?
history?
Yeah. Sort of.
If you remember the episodes where they talk about her mom's family history, that's what's important about it. I don't know much about the historical event they're talking about, unfortunately. I don't know much about Indian and Pakistani history. But yeah, it's about, from what I understand, it's about when there was a big, leaving exodus of Muslims from India. But I don't really know too much about it other than, sounds awful.
The only thing you should remember about that is the British didn't help. Not at all.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a safe sentence to say about most things.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's one of those things the British fucked up.
Yep. sounds about right.
Yeah. I mean, my country is still literally feeling the effects of that too. So like, it's just, it's just one of those things, I guess. Fucking British motherfuckers. Yeah.
I know. And they still can't season their food correctly. It's fine.
Exactly. I don't know. I feel like it was struggling to find motivation to. Like, I feel like the story's motivation kind of tapered off. I really, really enjoyed the first, 2-3 episodes where it's just mostly like, I don't know, I just really enjoyed her like high school stuff. Like just her like figuring shit out as a teenager. Mm-hmm. Which I generally do not like those kind of stuff. But I think it's because it's a different view. Because usually high school shit is like white kids, and it's like this is like a brown Muslim girl in Jersey, so like it just gives that really fresh perspective, and I just love her friends and all that too. So it's just, I don't know, it's just, I feel like it kind of lost their voice a little bit as it moved on. I kind of like I just didn't really feel like the motivation or the voice as it went on, but I'm definitely like interested in watching. She's gonna be in like a movie, is she?
It's kind of a spoiler.
I mean,
okay, if you don't care, folks.
Disney.
I mean, it seems they're definitely setting it up for something, right? It's not just going to be, and we're done. Put a pin in
Disney wanting to stretch their characters out.
Yeah, they're definitely setting up like a Marvel universe. Sorry, when I say Marvel, I mean Captain Marvel.
Is it a movie?
Kind of thing. I'm not sure yet. I
don't think they've mentioned like any announcements for this one, right?
No, but they basically at the end there's a big hint that this is meant to be part of a bigger like Captain Marvel-esque like thing.
Well, it seems like they're setting up like it's like Avengers 2.0 type stuff, right? Like we're gonna have like
that
new
for
young
sure.
Hawkeye.
Yeah,
and,
the young Avengers. Yeah,
and,
the Young Avengers are definitely being set up, but...
And I think back then, there was always this, like, divide between, like, TV stuff and movie stuff. And that's pretty much gone. So, wouldn't be surprised if Kamala Khan is in a movie after this.
Sure. For sure. Yeah. Oh, for sure. That could definitely happen. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, basically, at the end, you have to... Just to warn you, Fo, if you do watch the whole thing, there is an after-credits thing. And
the last episode?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it basically, there's a reveal in the big reveal of whatever. It says something like the Marvel something will return. So not just Kamala, but like Captain Marvel stuff is going to return. So I'm not sure what that means. My prediction is it'll be Kamala Khan, Captain Marvel, and Photon. Is that her name from WandaVision?
I don't know any. Oh, I know who you're talking about. I don't know her name.
I don't know her name. I can't think of it. Anyway. But the
is that the black lady?
Yes.
Yes.
Right.
I hate that we have to say it that way. I was going to say Captain Marvel surrogate daughter.
That one. There's way too many characters. I cannot remember.
I know, but that's the best way I can describe her as Captain Marvel surrogate daughter. But
so. Oh no, a black lady, a brown girl.
Oh no.
Oh no.
All led by a white lady with blonde hair, blue eyes. Okay.
That's like I just want to see the fanboys go crazy.
I know.
I honestly that's the thing I really
we have the reverse thing right now, right? This is a nice segue. The D&D trailer. People are like, this tiefling's too white, which is the first time that sentence has been said.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. It is kind of weird. My only concern in the girl who's a tiefling is the only one who's been announced as whose her race is. Everyone else looks very human elf passable. I'm hoping that the barbarian lady, what's the name of that actress? She's in Fast and Furious.
I haven't watched it. Oh,
yeah.
Michelle something?
Michelle Rodriguez?
Half orc or something.
That one. Well, we don't know what she is because she's not really.
As I'm guessing,
but she's a warrior, right?
She's the barbarian. Yeah, her class is barbarian. That's all you need to worry about.
There's an owlbear, so that's cool.
There's an owlbear, which the D&D boys are mad, fanboys are mad.
Why?
Because
technically the CR's too high.
No, druids aren't supposed to be able to shapeshift into owlbears, but who cares?
I'm sorry, what? Druids aren't supposed to?
Yeah, that's not one of the creatures they by the rules are able to transform into, essentially.
But it's an owlbear. Who the fuck cares?
I know, Who cares? It's an owlbear. Yeah, no, I'm actually decently excited for the movie.
Is it based off of anything?
We think it's based... I think they've announced that it's based off of Faerun, which is a setting in D&D.
Okay.
So that's what
Are
I've been...
settings in D&D more of a, like, this continent, and then another setting is this other continent, but it's in the same...
Planes, I would say.
It's like a different world entirely, mostly.
Yeah.
Oh.
But, like, there's plane shifting. So, like, you could go to this world, but you could also plane shift into this world. It's hard to explain, but, like... Yeah. It's kind of like multiple universes, I guess you could say. Is probably the easiest way to describe it. There's multiple universes. Most of them have similar races and sometimes different history and sometimes similar gods.
This is not one of those future modern people went back in time into like magical medieval times, right?
It shouldn't be.
I know of.
Okay.
Not that I've been told. It shouldn't be.
Because the D&D cartoon was that way. If I'm understanding.
No.
Right. Well, they weren't from the future, but they were our people, right?
Yeah, our people, like high school kids or something.
This isn't a fish out of water thing, I don't think.
Okay.
No. It looks like they're because everyone was wondering how they were going to do this, and it looks like they're more just taking the idea of the world of D&D with a little bit of the humor.
I think that's the way to do it.
Which I think is the way to do it. I don't mind at all. I totally understand that they didn't go with any of the crazy races. I wasn't like, the tiefling's too pale, but I was kind of surprised because tieflings usually come in different colors. And she just looks very elven-like.
They had a lot of fun things they could have done with it.
Yeah, they could have done more obvious horns. But one thing that's interesting is because everyone's not like full prosthetics and stuff, it makes me wonder if there's just going to be more action then. Like, maybe they purposely didn't design them that way so they could do more action scenes, which would be cool. I'm totally down for Chris Pine being the bard leader who doesn't know what he's doing. That's great.
I like Chris
That's
Pine.
Perfect. Yeah, he's great. I'm down for that. The casting so far
me looks pretty
like
great.
It looks fun.
The trailer shows like it's going to be a fun movie.
Yeah. I don't think it's going to break any ground. My hope is that it's just going to be a little bit of just some funny little hints. There were the mimic chests. That's always a classic. There was a displacer beast. There was a gelatinous cube. It looks like they're just kind of doing the classics of this is a poor adventuring group that accidentally helped the bad guys, and now they're trying to save the world. Oops. Looks like there's going to be a tournament at some point. Very classic. So hopefully it won't be as bad.
I'm very happy it's a movie and not a show.
Yeah. The Critical Role Vox Machina show is quite good, if you're interested. I've never watched the oh god, what am I trying to say? I've never watched the streaming stuff. I don't watch it because it's just, I love playing D&D. I cannot sit and watch it for 4 hours a session of somebody else doing it, no matter how entertaining it is. But the animated show is quite good. But I would say, if you liked Harley Quinn violence, then you're okay. If you didn't, I would pass. It's very violent for a cartoon. But this movie probably won't be as violent, to be honest with you.
So I looked up Tiefling, and they look very demonic.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the one in the movie looks very elven.
Exactly. Yeah. That's why I was a little disappointed, because I didn't realize till I looked it up that she was supposed to be a tiefling. I thought she was supposed to be a fey creature.
I just thought like some elven forest type thing.
Exactly. That's what we all thought, because I was like, oh, she looks very... It also doesn't help that she looks very similar, and I don't know why they thought this was okay, but she looks very similar to, I just mentioned Vox Machina, the Critical Role TV show. They also have a half-elf, red-haired druid lady. I'm not sure what they were thinking of trying to do that again here. I know she's not a half-elf, but like you all said, like you could have totally confused her for it. Especially since, her supposed horns. Tiefling horns can be, like you said, quite demonic devil-looking. They're supposed to be. They're supposed to be kind of demonic blood.
The pictures I saw was way
example.
Cooler than your regular old forest elven type whatever.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, the original art for especially 5e D&D is quite nice, and I can see why they didn't want to fully go there. I appreciate that at least the aesthetic is there, like the clothes and stuff. It's supposed to be all Renaissance fair-looking stuff. But yeah, they didn't do a lot of, like, other looks. So we'll see. I just hope everybody else isn't just like human elf. Obviously, the main character is going to be human. That's no surprise. But I just hope that everyone else is not just some elf or human.
On the topic of the internet not liking the way things look from San Diego Comic-Con, another segue. Have you guys heard about the young Sauron character that we saw from the new
I haven't watched the
Lord of
trailer.
Rings show?
There's a new trailer or something, right?
You get to see young Sauron, and he just looks like a high school shooter. He's just like this angsty young white guy in like a hood, kinda. It's real goofy.
I need to look this up. What the fuck?
Oh man, hold on.
A picture.
Yeah, send a link. I need to see this. That's so funny. It makes so many people mad.
Oh my god. What the fuck?
He looks like an edgy Malfoy.
Yes, yeah.
Wait, what is the lore?
So this is set, I believe, during the Silmarillion times-ish, so pre ancient, like thousands of years before the Lord of the Rings takes place,
right?
And you just have
Sauron is actually a what? I don't really know the lore of Lord of the Rings.
Numenor, like this, like an angel basically, but he kind of physically looks like an elf.
He's a wizard.
Yeah.
He's a wizard angel. In Tolkien lore, wizards are angels, basically.
Yeah.
Do you know Gandalf?
So wait, Gandalf's an angel?
Yeah,
yes.
That's why he comes back as Gandalf the White, because stuff.
This is legit.
Saruman.
So you mean like wizards can't die or something?
I think they can choose not to, or something. I don't know.
I think it's really hard for them to die. I think they can die. It's just really hard for them to. In Gandalf's case, and I don't know the lore very well, it had to be told to me. That was more of he sacrificed himself, and God said, you're cool, come back, kind of thing. If I recall correctly, it's something like that.
I see.
I don't remember. Sounds plausible.
That's how I've understood it to be.
For Tolkien, the dwarves are the Jews, right?
Ha! You're thinking of Harry Potter.
No. I mean, because Tolkien is like a very Christian dude or whatever. Like that's
he's Catholic, yeah. Christian Catholic, yeah.
And that's the whole white, whatever. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't actually remember if Tolkien had allegations of anti-Semitism, or
why
conflating him with Disney.
Oh, you know what I just learned yesterday? This is like, and I didn't know this. Like, Tim Burton don't like POCs. I'm so fucking disappointed.
I feel like I heard about this some time ago.
He did an interview. Somebody was like, I think asked him something about. He said like, non-white people do not fit his aesthetics.
Yep, I remember this.
Jesus fucking Christ, man.
Yeah, he said that some time ago. Yeah, I remember that.
And he said when he was young, he was watching what's the word, blaxploitation movies.
Oh, yeah.
And he said
like Dolomite or something.
Yeah, when he was young, he was watching blaxploitation movies, and he was like, I never really thought about needing more white people in those movies. I'm like, you're missing the point, motherfucker.
Oh my god.
You're completely missing the point.
Deliberately.
Oh wow.
Crazy.
I'm so fucking disappointed. I'm
I'm sorry. I already knew about that.
I did.
Yeah.
And I just watched.
I just forgot about it.
And I just rewatched one of my favorite movies of all time, like a couple days ago, James and the Giant Peach.
Oh yeah.
And I complete.
He's made so many classics. I don't watch a ton of his stuff. I've watched some of the classics, like that.
Yeah, he's such a good filmmaker, but
I know.
Can you not be a dick? It's so easy to not be a dick. Like, it's just so fucking easy.
I know. Big boo.
Yeah.
Isn't he married to Helen Bonham Carter?
Oh,
or they were at some point.
I think. I don't think he is anymore. There was a big weird allegation between
didn't fit his aesthetics anymore. Okay.
No, I don't know if it was that. I think it's just shit happens. There was a weird people making rumors up between him, her, and
Johnny
Depp, but I don't know what stars do.
So yeah, Sauron is a edgy school shooter, I guess.
Yeah, that's. I mean, that
you know
sounds
what? This kind of
right.
make me want to watch it more, actually. Just honestly, to see how cringy it is.
I appreciate they went this way as opposed to what I guess they could have gone with dark equals evil. So Didn't do that.
Yeah. I guess closing up the last thing that's in the same vein of topics. The other thing people are mad about is I think the news. I don't think we've seen pictures. Maybe we have of the Game of Thrones spin-off show about House Targaryen, and I guess some of them are going to be black, which is outrageous.
God, people need to get a life.
Oh, is that what it was? I remember seeing like a screenshot and like, oh my god, there's so many black people. It was that Game of Thrones prequel.
Yeah.
House of the Dragons, Wife of the Dragons, Mother of the Dragons.
That's what it is.
Something of the Dragons.
Yeah. House of the Dragons.
House of the Dragons.
Because it's about the
Dragon House.
Why can't I think of their
House
last
Targaryen.
name? Targaryen, thank you. It's about it takes place. It's a prequel, so it takes place basically during their reign, and as we all know, they're mostly blonde, violet-eyed people.
They're like nigh albino.
Yeah.
So
now they're.
I actually saw something else about this prequel. They're gonna be less sex, apparently. That's
fair.
That's news, I guess.
I mean, that's kind of nice.
So whatever.
Gosh, yeah, the Game of Thrones. I've honestly stopped trying to catch up on the books because I don't know when the next one's gonna come out, and I've kind of stopped caring at this point.
And the prequel, there's no books, right? This is completely original.
I don't think so.
Not that I know of.
I'm not sure because he's written some prequel books. So this might be based off of but they were more if I recall correctly, they're more calling the Silmarillion a book, kind of more just an info dump from what I understand.
I actually, the Silmarillion is one of the first books I ever never finished reading because it was just there's so many characters and they all have 3 different names and they all sound the same. I just couldn't keep track of it. It's I gave up back in 6th grade or whatever it was.
Dude,
and the Lord of the Rings is not based off anything, right? It's completely original. Is it?
Lord of the Rings?
Yeah.
I mean,
the TV show, Rings of Power or whatever. Yeah.
The TV show.
The TV show. Not freaking movies.
Sorry, I think
it's books.
I think it's taking events from the Silmarillion, but it's expanding upon them.
Yeah.
Oh, so is it Silmarillion or before Silmarillion?
It's during
Silmarillion.
Silmarillion starts with like the Big Bang, basically.
Yeah, the Silmarillion's a history book.
I've heard that the Silmarillion is basically an encyclopedia.
So and so.
Yeah.
It's an encyclopedia.
So it's
a family tree.
That's what I'm saying is they took I think the show just took a section of time from the Silmarillion and is expanding upon it.
So
there's no written lore.
Right. Is the Silmarillion an actual story or is it literally a lore book?
I think isn't it I haven't read it, but I feel like it's somebody documenting this or something.
It reads like a history book.
Okay. So it's supposed to be a book in the universe?
Exactly, from what I understand.
Sort of like the Fantastic Beasts one.
I think so. I could be wrong, though. Fo would know better than me. I never actually read it.
I don't think a character in the Lord of the Rings could read the Silmarillion, if that's what you're saying, Char.
Oh, right.
Okay.
That was what I was saying. Yeah, that was what.
Yeah, okay. Do you think it's more we, the people who know this isn't real, are supposed to be the readers? I thought it was kind of in universe, but maybe I'm wrong.
Maybe. I mean, it definitely seems like Gandalf could write the Silmarillion for people if he wanted to. Yeah, I don't know.
It's weird. I have a friend who swears by that if you're ever going to try to read anything Lord of the Rings related, you should start with the Silmarillion. I thought he was crazy. He is a die-hard fan, though. He has reread the Silmarillion. So...
I've read Board of the Rings, the National Lampoon parody. It's pretty good.
That's funny. But yeah,
Board of the Rings, okay.
I haven't really paid much attention to either the Game of Thrones or the Lord of the Rings shows. I might still watch them. I'm just gonna wait till I hear they're out. And
I intend to watch both, so I'm not paying that close attention. Nothing's really gonna change my mind until I watch it, really.
Right? Yeah, pretty much. I'm not. Listen, what happened to Game of Thrones was a fascinating cultural phenomenon of one of the most hyped shows on Earth.
I didn't actually watch it. I watched the first season.
Yeah, see, don't do what I did. And see, I watched like the first season, and then I like watched bits and pieces, and then I just stopped watching it because I think I was in college at the time, and so I didn't really have a person to sit down with me to like watch it with me, so I just didn't watch it. And then eventually, when I think it was like when the last season was announced, my wife was like, "You need to watch it." I went, "Okay," and she can binge stuff, and I cannot. And literally, it was like because we had to start on season 2, which I don't know if you guys don't know this, but season 2 was like probably the worst on the sex stuff and pretty bad on the violence stuff too. There was like a lot of it all at once in like season 2 and 3 of like the really violent shit, and especially like sexually violent shit was really bad in 2 and a little bit of 3. And then later on in seasons it happened, but way less frequently. In fact, actually, infamously for me, I had asked my wife, like, hey, does this character, because I knew something that was going to happen to this character, I was like, do I see her get sexually or raped, essentially? And my wife was like, no, I don't think she does. She absolutely does. And you see it on screen. And I was actually, like, a little traumatized. Like, I'm not trying to make a big deal about it, but I was, like, a little, like I kind of sometimes still throw up when I think about it, because I was not expecting it at all, and so when it happened, like, it made me sick. And it wasn't even as graphic as some of the earlier seasons. It was just I was told it wasn't going to happen, and she forgot. I was like, how could you forget this? Anyway, but yeah, 2 and 3 are the worst in terms of like the violent stuff and some of the sexual stuff, and it got to the point where I had to make a rule of no more than 3 episodes per day. Because
and they're like hour-long episodes. That's a lot.
Like I said, she can binge like a whole TV show in a day if you let her.
I still need to finish. I have the last episode of Stranger Things to watch, and it's like an hour and a half long, or 2 hours long, whatever it is.
It's 2.5 hours long.
It's a movie. I'm like, I can't. I might not even watch it in one sitting. Like, it's just like, okay.
I did watch Stranger Things. I will warn you with Stranger Things, they are definitely setting up for season 5.
I'm not surprised.
It is not.
Because they haven't killed the biggest bad yet. I guess,
yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, I guess. It's kind of confusing at this point, because it's been a while since I've watched them. But yeah, buckle up. The last episode is very much Yeah, it's just a lot of this. You're like, okay, can I take a breath? Nope, okay. Because they do a lot of, like, it's kind of interesting because they're kind of showing how everybody has a part to play, which is cool. But then it gets kind of stressful because then it's like everyone's dying kind of thing. And then they're okay. And then everyone's dying again. And then they're okay. And then, nope, it's wait for season 5.
Yeah, okay.
So, yeah, I have to say, this last season of Stranger Things was, speaking of violence, was the most violent one so far, and whew.
It was almost not, I mean, it's not quite Saw level, but it did seem to, like, really revel in, like, pain.
Yeah, it really did. I was like, did we have to see this method of killing again?
Again
like,
and again.
Again and again. Like, oh my word. Like, literally every time I came on screen, all 3 of us just went like this. We're like,
yeah.
Is it over?
I mean, Lady Hammer looks away, and I'll be like, I'll let you know when it's done.
We just, all 3 of us. I'm usually the one that's like, please tell me when it's done. And the problem is they would keep, like, referring in flashbacks to them.
Yes,
especially the first
they surprise you with it.
I was like, stop. Yeah, that recent season of Stranger Things was a little difficult to get through. But yeah, also, my heart for Will is crushed. Oh my god.
It's not that... I feel like his character, like, he has a very strong thing this season, but I feel like he's not that strong enough a character for me to really relate to him in a lot of ways. But his thing is very compelling, his one thing.
I know. You know what's crazy? We just recently rewatched season 1, and they totally call it out.
Nice.
I didn't realize this. Sorry, Shar. Have you watched anything of Stranger Things?
No.
Okay, sorry, this is going to sound crazy. Not crazy, it's just you're going to be like, oh, okay. Anyway, for the audience members who don't realize, this is, I guess, spoilers for characterization for the season 4 of Stranger Things.
Which is the last season, right? Like, it's finale?
The current,
most recent.
It's most recent. They're going to make a new one.
Okay. I just thought it was just the last one. Okay,
not the final season.
No, but it's not the final. It better.
It's a cash cow, isn't it? Right? Okay. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. But no, basically, the character of Will and People Who Care, they have made very, very strong hints that he is gay. and that he is in love with his best friend, who's been with him since season 1. And it is heartbreaking because his best friend is in a relationship with the main girl of the series. And it's just the most heartbreaking thing. And it was interesting because even like season 3, we were getting some weird hints. I thought maybe he was asexual with the way they were doing it. But I forgot. We rewatched season 1 with my parents. Everybody, like his own mom, when he was missing, points out that he's a sensitive kid, that people call him queer. And they call it out several times in season 1. So apparently this was always the plan. But it's incredibly heartbreaking this season as it gets revealed. Anyway, if you're gay, you can't be happy is what I'm trying to say. Right. Except for what's her face, actually. She gets a semi-happy ending. Spoilers, I guess. Oh. But anyway, yeah. So anyway, Stranger Things is also interesting, but this latest season was really like, okay. But also, I really liked, though, this season finally. So, Shar, just so you understand, Stranger Things was kind of started as like a story that used a lot of tropes from horror films. So it kind of takes place it takes place about this kind of like weird alien conspiracy with also the U.S. government doing bullshit. It takes place in the 1980s. And basically...
And it's like a pop culture dump kind of show.
Oh,
right?
Yeah, 80s pop culture dump for sure. And it has like 3 perspectives. There's like the cop who's trying to help find this mother's missing child, and he's unlocking like a huge government conspiracy.
Is this season 1?
This is season 1.
Right.
Season 1 is quite good.
It's very good.
I've been meaning to watch it, but
it's decent if you get some time.
How horror is it really?
Not
me no like horror.
Season 1, I would say it's not like tons of jump scares. It's a little like creepy, I would say. There's basically
because there are some weird ass monsters and shit, man. And
there are, yeah. So,
and
like,
whenever I
like
watch like a trailer or a clip, the vibe is quite horror-y sometimes.
Yeah, it's also a little bit about like people trying to kind of deal with like life while dealing with these monsters. And there's also a girl who's like telekinetic because she was part of like some US MK Ultra-esque experiments basically. And so so that's like the first part. There's like the high school students where it's kind of the trope of the girl that has sex with her boyfriend and it results in like her best friend dying basically. And so then there's the trope of the little kids, the younger kids, they're middle schoolers who play Dungeons and Dragons. And the reason that's relevant is all of the creatures, D&D's not real in the universe. It's just that everybody uses D&D terms to describe the creatures. They're not like official at all. That's just what they use to describe them because there is no official term for them at all. They're just weird, secret, other side of the world kind of creatures. And the latest season 4, because it took place in like 1986, talked about the height of the satanic panic with D&D, which was really interesting. So now suddenly these kids who play D&D are like being blamed for some like creepy stuff. Right. I will say like season 1 you probably could handle. I probably wouldn't I don't think I'd continue after that. Like especially season 4 you wouldn't like, especially if you're not into like realistic.
You wouldn't like 3.
Gore.
I don't remember 2 that well.
I don't remember 2 that well either. 2 might be okay. 3 I think might be a bit too much because I think the
3
mind
is too
flayer.
much.
Yeah. 1 is pretty good as a self-contained story. Like there's the hint there's going to be more, but it's pretty self-contained otherwise.
Yeah,
so
they wrote it because they didn't know they were a big hit yet, right? So like we're gonna write this and assume we're not gonna get any more. I think.
Pretty much.
Open a crack, but yeah.
Exactly, and they did, and now it's like super, whatever, just off the charts. I can't imagine they're gonna go for too much longer because a lot of the young kid actors are. Yeah, I know. A lot of the young kid actors are starting, like especially the main girl, Millie Bobby Brown, is like doing her own thing and stuff.
She apparently just set a new record for highest paid actress under 20.
Oh wow.
Oh.
She's good. I don't know if you guys ever saw Ilona. It was a Netflix movie. It's actually based off a book. It's a Sherlock Holmes story.
I did see it. Henry Cavill was Sherlock Holmes.
Henry Cavill was Sherlock Holmes. I quite enjoyed it. They're apparently going to make a sequel, which makes sense. It set it up for it. But
I liked the story they were doing. There was some weird device. Oh, I didn't like it whenever she talked to the camera. I thought that was really cheesy and stupid.
Oh,
but I liked the rest of it.
I like Millie Bobby Brown, so it didn't really bother me, but I get it. I thought Henry Cavill as Sherlock Holmes was surprisingly good.
Better than it sounds on paper.
I know. I don't think I'd want him to lead his own show. Like, I don't think he has enough, like, interesting things to bring to the character to have his own show. But as a background character, I quite liked him. Also, he was very, very handsome.
One of the things I watched since the last episode was an old, like, movie from 1973. I can't remember what it was called. It was called The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes' Smarter Brother, and it stars Gene Wilder, and his sidekick is, of course, Marty Feldman, and then the co-lead is Madeline Kahn. It was Gene Wilder's first directing role, so it seems like it's going to be a Mel Brooks film. It's basically a Mel Brooks film without Mel Brooks.
That's funny. Except Sherlock Holmes does have a smarter brother.
That's true, but this is his smarter brother. They do acknowledge that he has Mycroft.
Oh, okay.
No, nobody talks about me.
I was gonna say Mycroft is supposed to be a smarter Sherlock Holmes, but also fat in the original books.
Oh.
Take that. That was the whole point. He was way smarter, but he was fat, so he wasn't like as dexterous, or because the original Sherlock Holmes was like a Mary Sue. He was super dexterous. He was super strong. Could shoot really well. Could play the violin, and he super smart.
Bizarre, because like there's that scene where, like, Watson's talking about like geocentricity, and Sherlock's is like, what does it matter to me if the Earth goes around the Sun or the Sun goes around the Earth? It makes no difference in any of my cases. I don't care to know this, and I wish I hadn't, because it's taking up space in my brain now. You're like, wow, like Sherlock Holmes could be a flat earther for all we know. That's bonkers.
That's so funny and ridiculous.
It's very absurd.
My goodness. I guess, segue. Speaking of detectives, we were talking before show that we would talk about this. Some of the main things that I've been doing is reading the Harry Dresden Files. So those of you who don't know, the Harry Dresden Files is by Jim Butcher, and it's a series of basically a paranormal detective. So he is literally a wizard in normal Chicago, but like all the magical things you can think of exist. Fairies exist, vampires exist, werewolves exist, all that kind of stuff. And he's in charge of, trying to do that. And it's very, it's supposed to be very like noir-esque while being, magical and stuff like that. It's pretty, they play it pretty straight. It's not really that, it's a little campy insofar as he's got lots of snappy one-liners and stuff like that. He's very quip, yeah, lots of quips and stuff like that. And the main reason I am binging on it so much is because my brother and my mother had binged on it years ago, and I tried reading it, and I did stop at one point. But then my wife was starting to pick up and read it, and the reason we're just trying to get as far as we can is because they have made a tabletop system, like D&D, set in the world of Harry Dresden.
Recently? Because there was an old one.
It wasn't recent. It's the Fate system, so it's been around for a minute.
Yeah. Okay.
We just haven't had a chance to play it, because the main reason my brother wouldn't let us was because I guess in the main core books, a huge spoiler for like a big thing that happens in one of the books is like listed in there. And I am one book away from that supposed spoiler, so I'm just trying to get through it. It is so the setting. Yes, exactly. Some fairies, probably the she. So the setting is really good. The setting, they do a really good job of trying to like kind of use things in the real world and explain it magically and stuff like that, which is really interesting. And their excuse for why not everybody just knows about this shit is pretty simple. It's just that it's too scary for humans to comprehend, so it's easier if they just don't think about it. So humans don't really want to know the truth. That's the whole premise. So in that case, like the way they do stuff is really, really interesting. Fo was asking me before the show, like, what do you think of the misogyny? So Harry Dresden is supposed to be your kind of classic noir detective, so he's a bit chauvinistic. He's not, like, cruel to women or anything like that, but he just says shit like, I would never hit a girl, even if she's evil, kind of thing. I would, he kind of jokes around that he always holds the door open for women and stuff like that. It's just little things like that. The main thing he does in the books that's a little tiring is constantly goes into detail describing female characters and often describes on whether they're pretty or not.
Hey, spoiler, they're all pretty.
Yeah, most of them at least. And the ones that are not are like homely or whatever. And so it's like, okay. I will say the author did improve a little on homophobia. The beginning books had some homophobic elements, and then they definitely tried to do a really good job of being like, actually, no, Harry's not homophobic. So I guess trying to get a little bit with the times. For me, it's definitely kind of like a kind of thing. I will say the reason I can handle it is that the author does a really good job of not necessarily making it that those, like, the women he comes across are only, like, gorgeous women and based off of that. And in fact, he makes pretty decent female characters. One of my favorite characters in the story is this 5-foot policewoman who could kick your ass. She's great. And stuff like that. So he does the author at least seems to do a decent job of developing characters. And I've heard that in his other books, he doesn't nearly write like this. Like, this is not like an author trait. This is an author trying to put that into a character trait. It's just, you know, sometimes it can be a little exhausting.
Have you met, what's his name? Something Carpenter?
Michael Carpenter. I love Michael. So
have you met his daughter?
Oh, yeah.
Michael's,
oh, yeah.
Okay. Because that's the creepiest thing in the whole series, I think.
Yep, I passed that book. That was
it's going to be a recurring thing.
Oh, I'm not surprised.
She becomes his apprentice. It's like, oh, will they, won't they? It's like, she's not even 20, guy.
So, okay, I will tell you this. Thankfully, they shut that shit down after one book. It's not I'm like
I've
3
read all
books
the
past.
books.
Oh, really? Because I'm like 3 books past it and it's never come up again.
I mean, so for me,
maybe it comes up.
The worst parts aren't how the characters act. It's just the prose. It's just the way the author describes everybody. I find kind of repulsive.
I do
not
understand
ruinously
that.
So. Just
yeah. No. That's
so.
what I'm saying is I guess that it's been 3 books since like her introduction, and she hasn't been written
it gets
like
worse
that,
when
so
she becomes his apprentice.
That's what I mean. I'm past that.
Oh well, she's not introduced as his apprentice. I didn't think.
Sorry. She becomes her. Sorry, the book where she's based, not the book where she introduced, I guess. The book that's about her, she becomes his apprentice at the end. That book was like gross, and like the first couple bits of the second book were also a little gross, and then it's just not mentioned again. It hasn't really been a thing since that. Because the second book she's in as his apprentice, she's 18, but like. Harry himself has been after that first book, because that book where she becomes an apprentice was infuriating. Thankfully, like, Harry shuts it all down and it's fine. But yeah, I was right. I almost like stopped reading. I was like, if this continues, I can't handle this. But it did stop after the beginning of the second book. And even then, it actually wasn't Harry describing her. It was somebody else talking about her. It wasn't Harry trying to talk about it. So, from what I've seen, that part has stopped. But no, that was like... this is like this... It is also the second, like, underage character the author has described. Like, in the second book, there's an underage character that's just does similar shit. And it's like, stop! Stop writing about 17-year-olds trying to turn Harry on. It's really weird. Just stop. I'm sick of it.
I mean, like, isn't like one of the pivotal characters is like a sex vampire. So there's a lot of that stuff just in the universe, kind of.
There's a lot of it, yeah. The book about the white vampires I almost had to put down again.
It's a weird one.
That's like one of my like boundaries. I don't like anything that has to do with like psychic manipulation, and especially sexually psychic manipulation. It makes me want to throw up. Like, I can't think of anything worse. And that whole book, and that's what all those vampires are about, and it's just so like, Anyway, it's a lot. I do like it, and if you're into those kinds of things, it's well written and it's interesting. And it's not to say that, I mean, Harry gets his ass kicked a lot. He's not always the best.
Also, the audiobook is narrated by James Marsters, who is extremely good as a narrator.
I've heard the first book, and if I was good with audiobooks, I would just do the audiobooks, but I don't concentrate well on audiobooks, so we're just getting through them page by page. But I'm basically just waiting to get to changes, because that's where I heard the big twist is, and once I get to changes, I'll probably decide from there. I heard that's like where the big like there's a big thing that happens and changes. So I'm just waiting to get to that part, and I'll decide if I'm gonna keep going or not. So I have a love-hate relationship with this book. Although what it has made me
too, I think.
Although what it has caused me to do at least is actually read, and I haven't been reading in like years. So it's kind of getting me interested in like actually looking up books I'd want to read. So I have been doing some research about just other more fun books, maybe something more relaxing for me to read. So because there's so many books out there. There's got to be something. So there was actually this one like trilogy I was told about that was based. I mean, it almost sounds ridiculous, and I don't know if it's good writing or not. But it basically is like a paranormal detective, but she's it's a woman who is queer and has like multiple other, like a vampire lady, a werewolf lady, all these other people that are like want her, but it's also just ridiculous. I don't know if it's any good, but it sounds more fun.
I made a mistake. So I usually, when I buy audio, I have an Audible subscription. So every month I get 1 credit I can redeem for any audiobook. It's a $15 a month thing. So if the audiobook is less than $15, I usually don't buy it at all. But there was one where it's like, oh, this book, it's about like the fate of what are they called? In Peter Pan, Windy Darling. The fate of all the darlings is like at 18, the Pan comes and he takes them away, and they come back, and sometimes they're not so good anymore. You know, they're traumatized. They're like, oh, a dark Peter Pan book. Like, I'll give this a shot. It was complete smut. Like, she was getting nailed by a different lost boy. Or multiple lost boys every chapter. Like, how was this not clear in the description, guys? Like, this is awful. I paid for it. It was like 4-hour long thing, so it was like less than $15.
Gosh.
So like I paid real money for it. I'm gonna listen to all of it, and so I put it like on 2x speed and just like powered through it, and then like
oh my gosh,
waste of time. So mad.
Was it at least good writing, or was it shitty writing?
It was like Twilight level writing, I think, where she's like, oh, I'm an 18-year-old and these immortal beings like me because I'm super hot and fuckable. I don't know. It's like,
oh my gosh.
What is happening?
That's
they're
gonna be
so
a thing.
cool, like college kids. Like, no, they're hundreds of years old. They're not cool like college kids.
Oh my gosh, stop. Oh, it's weird because they're like young but also very old. Oh, I don't like this.
Yeah. And there were fairy people who were like, oh, human-sized, which is convenient. Like, yeah, it wasn't good. I mean, it was comically good, kind of. Like, ironically, it's hilarious, but I would not spend money on it.
It's a funny story to tell people. Hey, there's this one time I got this Audible, man. I thought I was looking for just a dark retelling of Peter Pan, and was that a dark retelling of Peter Pan?
It sets up for a sequel. There's such a cliffhanger at the end. Like, I don't care.
I'm thinking about number 2, but I'm gonna get it on sale. Oh my gosh. Oh no. Anyway, Shar, what have you done? Do you have a segue for us from that?
What have I done?
Okay, the segue is we want to stop talking about this.
I have a random thing.
What is?
Oh God.
They announced this. I think this was pre-Comic-Con. Genndy Tartakovsky, the guy who did like the Clone Wars and Powerpuff Girls and Samurai Jack, he's been greenlit to make an R-rated 2D animated film called Fixed, about a dog who finds out he's going to get neutered in the morning. So it's about what he does with his last 24 hours with his testicles.
What?
So I'm really curious what it's going to be.
What?
We lost Sarah. Oh, there we go. Okay.
Am I back? Okay.
You're back.
Sorry, I was just in such shock.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if you were making sounds like, oh, we're just opening and closing your mouth in shock.
Sorry. Yeah, I'm just like, what? I don't know how to feel about any of that.
Yeah, I know he does action well. I don't know if he does pervy stuff well. So we'll see.
You know, this might be. You know what? This is why writers have editors.
He hasn't. I'll give him. I'll watch it because I've never seen him make anything bad before. This could be the first bad thing he makes.
We gotta make history somehow.
Yeah, but also apparently he's working on The Black Knight, which I'm assuming is the Marvel movie show.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, what?
Well, I mean,
Jenny Tartakovsky is the director-writer of Black Knight, which is the Kit Harington character from the Eternals.
From the Eternals,
Oh, right. Show or movie? What is he making?
Movie. It's a film.
Oh, it's a film. Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's no release date. It says TBA, but it just spreads him as director-writer.
Okay.
Speaking of Kit Harington, he's supposed to star in a Jon Snow series, apparently.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how that's gonna go.
That has to take place after Game of Thrones, right?
Yeah, they really did him dirty in season 8. He's literally unimportant. Like, literally unimportant. Like, there's a couple episodes where he's kind of important, and then at the end, like, his ending is, like, people were so mad. They really did him dirty, so I have no idea what it's going to be about. So, we'll see.
I watched The Boys season 3. I'm not even sure if I mentioned this the last time.
I watched all The Boys.
It's pretty good. It's honestly I feel like I enjoy more than the comics, to be honest. It's very different. It's very different. The comics definitely way more ridiculous and like stupid and shit. But I really like how they changed it to make it more relevant to today for the show. That's what I like about it. But the ending was a little bit unsatisfying, I guess. Yeah, but I really like the Soldier Boy character. I really like the Soldier Boy character.
He's fun.
Yeah.
So
not in a good way. Fun, not in a good way.
This is a spoiler for the comics. This is, I guess technically by saying this thing that happened in the comics didn't happen in the show could be a spoiler for the show, but I'm not gonna tell you what does happen. In the comics, like the big reveal of the comics, like the final episode, the big reveal is that Black Noir is a Homelander clone, and they use him to kill Homelander.
Yeah.
And so I wasn't sure if they were going to do that again in the show, and they clearly they didn't, or they're not going to. So that was interesting. That surprised me. I didn't think they would do it per se, but the Black Noir reveal that does happen was not quite what I thought would happen. Or not reveal, just events.
Yeah. So The Boys is pretty good. Honestly, if you can handle gore, I think it's a really good show to watch.
Yeah, I haven't watched it myself just because of some of the themes I heard about, and but I totally, my brother and my wife have gotten really into it, but they've had to take some time to process some of the episodes, and some of the stuff I've heard.
I thought season 4
really
was easier to handle than season 1, because I think there was less sexual stuff
3.
in season 4. 3, sorry, yeah. Because like season 1 has there's a lot of basically rapes type stuff.
Yeah, I heard.
I don't think there's any of that in season 3. There's definitely some not great stuff, but I think most of it's just violent stuff.
Yeah. What I've seen is fascinating. It looks really well done. It's just more of I have certain tolerance for certain things. And even Stranger Things 4 was really pushing it. So I just haven't. I've heard about it, and I've seen bits and pieces, and fascinating. Very well done cinematography, very well done acting and stuff like that. Homelander is incredibly creepy and very relevant. All those things, but it's just one that it's just hard for me to watch those kinds of shows right now. But it looks really good.
If I was going to recommend any show that I've watched in the last 2 months, Star Trek Strange New Worlds is a candidate for the best Star Trek show ever, honestly. I don't know that it is.
Hearing it's really
good.
Wow,
it's really good.
I'm surprised we haven't watched any parts of it yet.
Would I like it if I really like Deep Space Nine and it's the only one I've watched?
I don't know. I think you'd like it. I don't know that watching or not watching DS9 would really change your likeness of it one way or the other. Really.
What kind of, is it serialized? What kind of
It's very episodic. There's a very, very slight series plot thread, but for the most part it's just different episode. It's more like TOS. It's different episode, different problem solved in self-contained
some sort of
story
prequel, right?
It's
pretty early on.
Technically a prequel to the original series because you follow the Enterprise under Captain Pike, who is the captain prior to Kirk taking over.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
But this is also set in the universe, the canon that's established by Star Trek Discovery, so it's slightly different. There are a couple references to Discovery, but I didn't finish season 1 of Discovery, so you don't have to watch Discovery to watch Strange New Worlds. Yeah, it's really good.
I've been kind of wanting to watch that one.
I've watched all of Strange New Worlds. I've watched almost all of the new season of The Orville, and Strange New Worlds is great. The Orville is not bad, but it is trying very hard to be very serious. I think like every episode. Like, cause Star Trek, like, Next Generation, there'd be, like, oh, fun episode, silly episode, serious episode. And Orville's like, serious episode, serious episode, serious episode. Like, we're gonna go to a planet where all of the native aliens, whenever anybody's born female, they genetically reassign them male. And then, one of the kids feels different. Should we tell her that she was born female? And it's like this whole, it was a big transgender allegory for the whole episode. Like, it's just heavy shit, like, every episode. So it's less fun to watch.
I thought it was a comedy.
Good. It's not.
I remember watching like season 1 and 2.
Seth Rogen or Seth.
Yeah, that guy, MacFarlane.
Whatever.
Seth
MacFarlane. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's Seth.
That's
Seth Rogen, Seth Green,
not
Seth
Green.
Farley.
Yeah. Okay. That one. Oh, I thought it was supposed to be like funny, not in a laugh track kind of way, but in a,
It is less funny than almost every other Star Trek.
Oh.
It's good, but I don't know.
Wouldn't call it comedy.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it comedy. I mean, there's a couple. It's not devoid of comedy. Like, there's a couple more silly. Like, there's like there's an engineer character who's a CGI blob of slime, voiced by who's the guy from SNL who originally hosted Weekend Update? No, not Chevy Chase. Norm Macdonald. Norm Macdonald voices the slime, so he's kind of comedic. The pilot's kind of comedic, but other than that, it's all pretty serious. I think season 1.
Wait, Norm Macdonald?
Yeah, the deceased.
Yeah. Okay.
But season 2 just has less comedy than season 1. Season 1's slightly more comedic than season 2. Season 2 is just real, really just shooting for like Oscar bait. If you could get an Oscar for a show, can you? I don't know. It's a different thing, right? It's Emmys for shows or something.
Maybe. Yeah,
I don't follow awards.
I don't either. I just follow the controversy.
Yeah.
Literally, that's all I do.
I watched Minority Report for the first time ever. Have you guys seen that movie?
That's the Tom Cruise one, right? With
Tom Cruise.
Right.
So the idea is like it's like set in the future of like 2018 or whatever, and they have like, I don't know how they like got these people, but they have like 3 like people who just like float in this pool, and then like they're telepathic, and they'll have like a ball will like roll down to a machine, and they'll grab the ball, and we'll have like a name on it, like this person's gonna commit murder in the next 24 hours, and so they have to go and stop them from committing murder, and so it's like, how can you get arrested for a crime that they haven't committed yet, kind of thing. And so the whole
anime about that.
The whole conceit of the show is like if the public thinks that the precogs are less than 100% right, then the whole system falls apart. I'm like, no, that's not true. Like, we currently do the death penalty, and everybody knows that more than 0 innocent people die. Like, the public are very okay with innocent people dying. Like, they wouldn't care.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I remember reading on Twitter, some company was contracted to do this in some city or state in the US.
Just like with big data,
predicting crime, yeah. Which is insane.
It's a fucking Marvel movie.
Maybe not contracted, but like working on a technology to do it.
It was like a think tank. Wow,
it's insane.
Oh, great. That's gonna be racist.
I'm like,
you know that book, The Hellscape? Well, we finally don't create the Hellscape. Well, we've done it. We've made the Hellscape from don't create
like
the Hellscape.
These fuckers reading sci-fi, not understanding that sci-fi is like criticizing a lot of shit that we're moving towards, and like, we want this shit. Like, it's just
literally that is the plot of Captain America Winter Soldier. That's the special like technology they're trying to stop. That was what the bad guys use in a Marvel movie.
You know what? Every kid should be shown this video at some point. The one where Mitchell and Webb, like, are we the baddies? Like that one, sure. Like, yes, we're all the fucking, stop being the baddies. Jesus. Fucking hell. I've been playing Xenoblade Chronicles.
Ooh. Oh, how's that going? I've heard good things about it.
I'm playing the definitive edition on the Switch, so Xenoblade Chronicles 1. I have 2. I started a little bit of 2 like before I started 1. Then I stopped, and then I bought 1, and I'm like, maybe I should just play 1 first.
What? I've definitely heard of it, but what kind of game is it? Like, is it a hack and slash? Is it a turn-based,
it's not a hack and slash.
JRPG?
It's not hack and slash. It's also not completely turn-based. It's more of a... Did you play... I don't know. Dragon Age? Kind of?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Like KOTOR, kind of, maybe.
Yes.
Without the pausing.
Okay. Or Mass Effect 1.
It's not really real time, but it's not really turn-based. Like, you choose the actions.
There's like a clock that happens.
There's probably some kind of clock. Because you choose the actions, the animations gotta finish before you can do the next action. And your actions can be interrupted, so it's real time in that sense-ish, kinda.
I like it.
I've heard
there's no dodging on anything. But there's like positional like stuff where you can do back attacks, side attacks, certain status effects will happen.
Are you a party of people or
you're 3?
Okay.
And you can switch them out all like and there's like definitive edition, so I think there's like some quality of life improvements and stuff. But I didn't play the Wii version, so I wouldn't know what's the improvements. But it's not bad. But I don't understand the hype of it being the greatest JRPG ever made. Like a lot of people really love this game.
Yeah, I thought it was 2 that people were obsessed with.
I don't know, people...
Fair.
Oh, maybe. I'm not sure, but people are obsessed with like just the franchise in general, I feel.
That's fair,
because number 3 is coming out soon.
Yes,
and I mean, it's good, but it's not that good.
Yeah, it's a little generic.
Yeah, and like, the designs, I mean, you can say, oh, because it's an old game, but also not really. A lot of old games have like pretty good designs, even like to today's standards. So
Chrono Trigger's still my favorite JRPG.
And that's pretty fucking old.
That's real.
Many Final Fantasy games had great designs.
So like the character designs are like, I like that you change the armor, but you can also do fashion blade, Xeno fashion, whatever, fashion chronicles.
Endgame.
You can change the look of it, so that's nice. Basically, you get an equipment, then you'll just unlock the look for everybody. So that's really nice.
Cool.
That's nice.
But it's mostly like you have like one thing, and that one thing has like 3 different variant colors type thing. The voice acting is cringe. Voice acting, I do not like the voice acting.
What year did that game come out originally?
2006.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, like, I get it.
Yeah,
but still.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not surprised. That time period for video game voice acting.
To be fair, I feel like still a lot of like Japanese games that's translated to English can be a bit cringe if it's
sure.
Depends on for sure. Oh yeah, I think it's a lot better nowadays. But
definitely.
I was about to ask you, was it like 2000s? Because
it's Final Fantasy X close.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it's like. I'm pretty sure it's 2006.
That sounds about right.
2007.
Really
2000.
Yeah. Really took to like 2010, 2013 to start to get better quality and all that stuff.
So
it wasn't great 20 years ago.
I don't know. I think overall it's a pretty good game. There's a whole like, I quite like the story. I want to know what's gonna happen with the whole. Yeah. It's a cool premise. Like 2 titans, fought really early on, many years ago, and then they just kind of stopped moving, and then all these like people and animals and different type of things built villages and cities on the titans. So when you, so titans are really fucking huge, and like. I move like the place I need to go is like really high up on the Titan, so I'm moving through the lungs to the legs, and like it's that kind of, everything still looks there's plains and everything because just shit grew on the Titans, like the grass and the trees and all that. So but the location is like the leg and the lungs, so it has a really cool premise, I would say.
Yeah.
So
that's cool.
That would be a good reveal for the D&D show if, like, at the end, like, they were in a Tarrasque the whole time. Because the Tarrasque is kind of what you're talking about, Char, like a creature that's so big you can't even.
Is it a giant turtle type thing?
Basically.
It's always turtles,
think it's a
isn't
shell,
it?
but
okay.
It's kind of like that.
Is it like on its back,
like
kind of?
Dinosaur.
You can be inside of it. Like you can.
Oh.
It's so big you could be inside of it because it's got like.
What does it look like?
Is it like a four-legged beast? I don't know.
Oh.
It's not that interesting to look at. It's just big.
Huge. It's humongous.
Oh.
Like you couldn't behold it all at one time. It's too large.
So it's not everybody lives in one of these, right? It's just
no.
That's
Okay.
that's a joke. They don't normally do that. That's
Right.
not normal.
Yeah.
That was just a joke.
Oh, it's not
That would be
normal,
the big
okay.
Reveal.
No.
Yeah, that's just the joke.
I mean, it would be cool. Yeah. Xenoblade Chronicles, decent. I've been exclusively playing that. I'm like 70 hours in, and I think I'm pretty much halfway, maybe, because I'm spending my time and all that. Yeah, it's quite long.
Yeah.
But I am like taking my time and shit.
Is there S-Link stuff?
What is S-Link?
Like the more you talk to this party member, the more you
like
unlock
relationship?
as you build up
Like-
that
Yep.
social
like Fire Emblem.
relationship stuff. Yeah.
There's also there's really annoying MMO like side quests, fetch quests. Go here, get that. Go here, kill that. And it's like, and it's also kind of good to do those because it helps to increase relationships and stuff. So it's kind of like, I'll probably stop
The
doing
new
a lot of them
Pokemon
eventually.
game had stuff like that too.
Oh, really?
Which new one?
The newest one. What is it called?
The one like the prequel,
Yeah,
ancient
the one
Japan
with like
type thing.
Arceus?
Arceus,
Arceus?
Arceus, whatever it is. Yeah,
Yeah.
that one has like MMO-esque. Like, go here and get berries. Go here and catch a Prinplup or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah. I thought she meant S-Link stuff. I was like, with
Oh,
who?
no. That the game is too much talking already. You'll turn in like a main quest, and so you talk to like the mayor of the town. You get like some long cut scene, and then it'll cut to like you having dinner with the professor, talking about almost the same thing, and it'll put you back in your house and be like, okay, now talk to the mayor. It's like, I was just at the mayor, and you teleported me to my house after like 3 minutes of dialogue. It's like, I'm not even reading
Let
the
me catch
script.
a Pokemon.
Yeah, I know. I just want to play Pokemon.
That's funny.
It's a good game, but it's weird.
It's basically them trying things and not executing it really well.
Well, I think
okay.
a lot of people love it, so I think it's doing something right.
I mean, it's Pokemon.
Just-
It's
yeah,
always
be a little
gonna
hope.
sell well, and the Pokemon parts
Yeah.
is probably always gonna be good, right? Especially the new parts
It's
where you
always
can sneak and like throw. It sounds pretty fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, did you play it also, Sarah?
No. My brother has it. I've been thinking about it, but I just haven't picked up my Switch in a minute, and I should finish Fire Emblem one of these days.
Are you gonna get the Tree Warriors or whatever that warrior is?
Yeah, I want to, but I want to try to finish the main game first before I make myself do that.
Oh, you mean
There's
the?
also
How many times have you
Three
gone through it?
Houses. I've gone through it twice. I need to do Edelgard's ending and the church ending. So I'm on Edelgard's path right now, and then I gotta do the church one.
I should probably one of these days play the Edelgard one.
Yeah. So I'm doing that before, because I hear Three Hopes is like another like version of the event. So I'd like to wait till
Tree Warriors? Tree Hopes? Wait, what's it called?
Yeah. Three. It's called Fire Emblem Warriors 3
Fire
Hopes.
Emblem Warriors Tree Hopes.
Yeah. But I'm also kind of waiting because AI Somnium Files.
The sequel?
So, yeah, the sequel came out. And I heard pretty decent things about it. So I am definitely thinking of getting it. Because I really liked the first one. The first one was quite solid. Especially since they were coming off of the Zero Escape series, which was insanity. And I wasn't sure how they were going to pull it off, but apparently they're doing a pretty decent job. So the only reason I'm kind of tentative is as much as I love the Zero Escape series and I loved the AI Somnium Files, the writers like sexual jokes are just getting very old to me. they already were like getting kind of old in the first AI Somnium games, and I've heard that like they continue to just kind of ramp it up in the second game, and it's just kind of like, okay, like he's a good writer. I have no reason to believe that like, you know, he's just doing this just because he's a misogynist, but it just gets so old after a while. Just sometimes some of the jokes are like, okay, let's move along now. But it's just so hard because the stories are really good. They're very good mystery stories. So I'll probably get it. I just haven't yet. So I'm gonna wait and see.
Before we get too far from Pokemon, there was one news article I saw. Build-A-Bear. I don't know how long they've had Build-A-Bear Pokemon, but they have a couple. I guess it's the 25th anniversary of Build-A-Bear, so they have a couple new different Pikachus. But they have like 29 different Pokemon you can build. It's like all of the Eevees, then a bunch of other stuff, like 2 different Snorlaxes, 3 different Pikachus.
Yeah,
they have a Alolan Vulpix. Yeah, that's cool.
The problem, I think, is that not all physical stores carry them, and so some of them you have to like order online or something weird like that. I only know that because I've seen it. I haven't gotten a Build-A-Bear since I was like 8, but that's what But yeah, no, they have tons of Pokemon options.
Yeah, it's funny. Also, I saw it in a Facebook post, and these comments are wild. Like, I'm gonna read 2 comments to you. First one: there are over 900 Pokemon to choose from, and we get 2 more Pikachu. Eye roll emoji. Edit to add, chill y'all. It's a major annoyance to many of us real Pokemon fans that the Pokemon Company and Build-A-Bear think that we're gonna buy another almost identical Pikachu or 2 just because of marketing. It's not that serious as just voicing my opinion. So I like that, because it's just funny. And then this one...
People are 100% gonna buy it, so it's just...
100% gonna buy it. But in this one, I'm reading it because it's so dramatic. I can't believe it's real. My precious son was murdered in August while playing Pokemon Go. I hold his photos against me and kiss them daily. You can read about that at the top of my page. 1 arrest made, but others involved remain at large. When I see Pokemon, they are colorful, happy-looking creatures. My son was a happy gentleman and could make anyone smile. He loved Pokemon. Maybe I should get a Pokemon to hold. Heartbreak emoji. That's fiction. That's gotta be fiction, right?
I'm sorry. What is this man's story of his son being killed while playing Pokemon Go, and the men are still at large? Oh my goodness. What have we stumbled upon? Oh my goodness.
And one of the responses is like, oh yeah, one of the features Build-A-Bear has is if you have any voice recordings of your son, you can put it in a voice box of a Pokemon, and then when you squeeze the Pokemon, it'll have your son's voice. They're like, this is Black Mirror. You're crossing the line here.
Getting creepy over here.
What Pokemon would he be from this list? I guess a Gengar? I don't know.
Rude. That's crazy.
Anyway, that's all I had.
I just have to say the first guy's comments just reminds me whenever Smash Brothers get another sword user or Fire Emblem character. It's exactly the same energy. It's so funny.
I haven't been keeping up to date on all the Smash Brothers characters. I'm sure there's like a bunch of new ones that I'm not even aware of.
I don't think there has been. I'm trying to think of they haven't made an announcement in a minute, so.
Because the last ones I remember, I don't think this is literally last. I remember like Banjo-Kazooie, and there were a couple more since then.
They've done more since then. The big one was more. Sephiroth, and then
remember
after
him.
that, the really big one was Sora from Kingdom Hearts.
Okay, I remember that one.
I think that was actually their latest one.
Okay. It's like one season of DLC, right? It hasn't been like 2?
I'm not sure, to be honest with her. I just honestly just look for the announcements and watch people cry because it's very entertaining. Or people enjoy. Like when Sora came out, everybody was excited because it was like. Good. Well, it's just because it's different, and also it's one of those ones where people kept like joking it was never gonna happen, and it was really kept well under wraps that it was happening, and so it was like just this huge shock. Like people thought it was fake when the announcement first came out, because people thought that Disney would never. No, it happened.
It's kind of like whenever they announce new stuff for Warhammer, because like on April Fools, they announced that they were 15 years ago. Warhammer 40k did have space dwarves. They're called squats, and they got discontinued. And then on April Fools of this year, they're like, we're bringing squats back. Everyone's like, haha, that's a little cruel because we've all been saying how much we want squats, and now you're making fun of it, whatever. And the day after April Fools, they're like, oh, sorry about that. That was a big miscommunication. It's real. And they've since been coming out with more spoilers, or not spoilers, but announcements like, hey, here's like what a truck looks like. Here's what their heavy infantry look like, that kind of stuff. And I think most people seem to be on board with it. But a lot of people are like, oh, these are not grimdark enough. They're too generic sci-fi. They don't fit in with the grimdark of the 40th century. It's like, we got squats, man. Like, they're cool enough. Like, whatever. They're not perfect. Down. There's some, like, the heavy infantry do look like StarCraft Space Marines, but, like, they're still kind of cool.
Listen, at the end of the day, we were painting minis and playing with them. Let's just get all together here.
I just want guys with beards and big guns and heavy armor with some runes on it. I mean, they're ticking enough of the boxes, right? Like, I'm happy. Exactly, it's better than nothing.
Exactly. That's funny.
I was in Ireland a week ago, and I wanted to try and go to a Games Workshop store, and the only one I could find was in Dublin, and I went to it, and they didn't have the thing I was looking for, so it was a bit of a disappointment. But my friend, he was actually in Scotland at the same time. He's like, you couldn't like walk without tripping over a Games Workshop store. I'm like, oh, guess I gotta go to Scotland instead.
That's so funny. Why Scotland?
Yeah, I don't know.
Anything else fun besides Xenoblade Chronicles?
Are any of you gonna play the cat game?
Stray. I've heard good things about it.
It's looking really good.
It's blowing up the news cycle right now.
It is blowing up.
Is it on the Switch?
I don't think so.
Yeah, okay.
I don't think so.
No, I heard it's on PlayStation.
It looks like a good game for the Switch.
I know.
Probably get it eventually.
I think it's... I've heard good things about it. It's really... I think it's cool.
Yeah.
Sorry, I keep banging into things.
I can't actually hear that. So.
Oh, that's good.
So,
it's probably gonna hear the recording.
You wanna hear some SDCC announcements, I guess?
Oh yeah.
Sure, let's go for it.
Is Pizza Papa action figure real?
I really don't think so. How do you spell that? Pizza Papa.
Papa. Poppa.
Figure. Really, I'm really sure that's not real.
Wait.
Wait. Fucking hell.
There it is. News.toyark.com. Pizza Papa Bruce Campbell teaser. It looks so good.
Is this real?
I think it's real.
It's a custom. Son of a bitch.
It's gonna be like $200 on eBay.
It's a custom. Okay.
Oh, so you mean it's like a one-off just for promotional stuff?
No, it's a fan-made one. Somebody made it.
Oh.
God damn it.
I'm sorry.
Love to have a Bruce Campbell figure. What did they announce? I followed mostly the toy stuff, but because of course.
Yeah.
Marvel's gonna do an animated series, Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur.
I don't know those characters, but that's
cool. I did hear. I don't know. This is a Comic-Con thing, but there's the new what's Marvel? What's his name? Something the Hunter, Krogan the Hunter. I forget his name.
Craven.
He's a Spider-Man villain. Craven. Craven the Hunter.
Krogan.
Okay. Isn't Krogan a Mass Effect character?
Yes, it's a Mass Effect race.
Right.
Rex.
But people were really upset because they've made Craven like a vegan or something like that. Like
I'm sorry, what?
Conservationist.
Wait, what is this?
Craven the Hunter is getting his own like spin-off movie, or maybe he's a bad guy in the next Marvel Spider-Man. I don't know.
Okay.
But people are mad because this hunter, this guy, it's in the name. He likes killing animals, and this new version of him, he's going to be like a Greenpeace, PETA kind of conservationist type guy. I don't know.
I hope not PETA, because they suck. But yeah, some conservationist.
Well, maybe that may be why he's a bad guy.
Maybe that's why he's a bad guy. Okay, I retract my statement. Maybe they know exactly what they're doing.
Yeah, I don't know. All I know about this is the controversy. I don't know if it's well-founded or not.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Anyway, so I continue with the actual...
Yeah, but that's really weird. That's really weird.
It is weird. I do like Devil Dinosaur. That sounds kind of cool. Did you guys watch what was the last Marvel like animated show? The MODOK show?
Oh no.
It was pretty.
I heard it's good. That's a comedy, right? That's like a comedy.
It's pure. I mean, it's basically Robot Chicken.
Right.
I think it's from the studio that does Robot Chicken.
So this one has Seth Green in it.
Seth Green, yeah.
Oh,
I don't know if he's in. I think he voices like the son, maybe.
Oh, okay.
Because he has like a family. He's like a regular human family.
That's not canon, right?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think it's kind of like they took the Vision comic book series and just swapped it out with MODOK, sort of. I liked it. It's not great. It's not the funniest thing ever, but I don't think they're gonna get it, but I'd watch a second season if they made one.
Okay.
It was good enough for that.
All right, what are these announcements?
He-Man and the Master of the Universe is getting a season 3. I actually watched season 1 and I wasn't really into it.
I didn't finish it. I didn't like it enough to finish it. The animation was good. Just the pacing was really boring.
Yeah. And I think William Shatner?
What?
Oh, no. So does He-Man and Masters of the Universe, and then does He-Man Masters of the Universe Revolution, which is, I think, 2 different... Honestly, I have no idea.
Is one live action?
It's just really confusing.
I don't know.
I don't think it's live action.
He-Man.
I don't know.
It's not She-Ra.
I don't know which one is the Kevin Smith one.
Oh.
One of them is written by Kevin Smith, produced by Kevin Smith, and I think there's another one that's not. And whatever. But yeah, William Shatner's gonna be in one of them, and then the other one's getting a season 3 or something. Got a trailer. Wheel of Time is getting a 3rd season. I actually watched a few episodes of the first season.
I didn't know there was a
People
second
hated
season
it, I
already.
Oh, it was really
didn't finish
interesting.
it. I thought it was pretty boring.
I thought people hated it.
Oh,
I didn't
you mean
watch
like
the
fans of
movie.
the
I never
books?
read Wheel of Time. Yeah, I think so.
Just normal. Yeah, especially fans. Yeah, especially fans.
King of the Hill creator says animated sitcom has a very good chance of coming back.
Okay.
Cool.
Fine.
DC seemingly does not have more plans to make more Snyderverse movies. I guess.
Did you hear? I'm so sorry
What?
to break off.
What?
There was a big article that was released. I have to find it. That kind of showed that when Warner Brothers did some research about like the big push for the Snyder Cut,
What?
apparently it was mostly okay. You know the Snyder Cut
Right.
of Justice League,
Right.
So Warner Brothers did some research of like who were these people that were, because there was a huge like push on Twitter, especially for the Snyder Cut, like hashtag Snyder Cut or something, release the Snyder Cut.
Is it all
And they found out through their research it was mostly bots.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
But people liked the Snyder Cut, right? Like it was pretty positively reviewed.
I thought people preferred it over
I don't know anybody who's watched it.
I couldn't watch it all the way through. Actually, the day that we had it on, I had to do this. So I didn't want you guys saved me from it. So I didn't have to watch it. But yeah, I heard like the parts I saw, my main issue, I was like, okay, well that's cool that they like extended, and explained more of this character. But also it just had tons of like weird Snyder slow-mo parts that were not necessary. And I swear to God, it added an hour to the movie. So it was nuts. It was okay. Like it was better in that it explained more things, but making it 4 hours doesn't mean it made a better movie.
Yep,
sure.
It meant that your writing was bad. So
this is
anyway
sort of related. I mean, sort of similar. But the Morbius movie.
Yes.
You know how bad it was, right? Like how bad it performed.
Oh yeah.
And all the memes.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's Morbid time.
It's Morbid time. I love the memes. It's Morbid time. I love it so much.
It's so stupid.
I like that.
It is very stupid. Oh my god, shut the fuck up. So that's my cat. So all the memes, people were jokingly pushing it to get it back in cinemas or something. Or I think like Sony execs saw how popular Morbius got from the memes.
It's trending.
It's trending. Let's put it back in the cinemas. And again, it didn't perform.
It crashed. I did hear about this. That's the
so funny.
Funniest thing
So
I've ever
funny.
seen.
Fucking Suits.
Suits.
Fucking Suits. What If is getting a season 2? early 2023.
Oh, cool.
Alongside
I'm
season
excited for
3
that.
confirmation.
Oh, nice.
Season 3 of what? Oh, of its own.
What If
also,
as well,
two
yeah.
seasons.
What
Yeah.
If?
Got it.
Season
Cool.
2
I
announced
liked What If.
for early 2023, and then they also confirmed a season 3 is coming after that. And they're actually releasing. They already have like a What If wave of toys, but they're gonna release. They're gonna release. Yeah, they announced and they're showing off each. There's like this new wave of that's like purple arrow guy. What's his name?
Hawkeye.
What's that show? Kate Beckinsale. Kate
Bishop.
Yes.
Bishop.
You better shut
I
the
would
fuck up.
buy-
Yes. And then there's like
What
a few
about
other characters in that wave, and that wave comes with Build-A-Figure parts for the What If Ultron, the Vision Ultron mashup. It looks so cool. It looks so cool.
That's cool.
It is very cool.
I'm looking at the What If figures that currently exist. I like the like World War II Captain America Iron Man suit.
Well,
That's
from
cool.
World War II
you
Captain
have-
America Iron Man suit.
When you have Captain Carter, because you don't
Captain
because Chris
Britain? Is that what you're
yeah,
talking?
right? Isn't her name? Isn't Peggy Carter?
Peggy Carter.
She's Captain Carter, yeah, or no?
Yeah.
Wait, are you
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
about when she became Captain?
What If?
Yes.
We're ta-
So when she
yes,
became Captain
yes.
America, but she became Captain Carter, then the old Captain America, because he's not
the Iron Man, yeah, right,
he
right,
gets
right.
in the Iron Man suit.
That
and suit's
suit.
cool, and there's a figure of that suit.
Oh, nice.
That's really cool.
That is cool.
That's
There's
really
always figures of everything.
Oh yeah. So What If's getting 2 and 3. That's exciting. I liked What If, so
Yeah.
that's kind of exciting.
And I think I mentioned this in the chat. I didn't realize season 1 had 9 episodes. I finished at 8. I'm like, okay. I thought it was a cliffhanger, and I was like,
Oh, no!
there's 9 episodes?
really
Why
important.
the fuck did I not know about this? And I'm not the only one,
Oh,
apparently.
no.
Like, my friend, too.
That's
Oh, wow.
I was like, dude, do you know there was a 9th episode? She's like, what? So, yeah, I actually
Oh,
finally
I wonder
watched
what
the ending.
happened.
And yeah, I have no idea.
Oh, okay.
No idea.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, it is very weird, yeah. Because I usually, like, look it up. And Wiki usually
Yeah.
have, like, how many episodes and the dates, if it's not coming out, is like, it's TBC or whatever, you know. But I don't know how I missed it. It's really weird. Yeah, Lord of the Rings, D&D. I didn't know this, but apparently there's gonna be a new Gremlins movie.
Oh,
Interesting.
jeez. I think
I'll watch
heard
it if
rumors.
Jordan Peele directs it.
They have confirmed
Yeah.
that Randall Park is in it, I guess. So
He's
I like
good.
Randall Park.
Yeah.
We really need a series with Randall Park as that
Just his character.
the
his
detective,
agent
the
character.
agent character with Mighty Jane Thor's sister.
Kat Dennings.
Yes, I really love that.
Oh yes, yes.
really love that.
Her.
Yeah.
Darcy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Darcy.
Love that dynamic.
Oh, I
Yeah,
know.
it's so cute together.
And
They're so
with
good.
with the people who work for Ant-Man, just that whole group.
Oh,
both of them.
right.
Yeah.
The 3 guys. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
all three. Yeah,
Yes,
whatever it is.
yes, his
yeah,
friends.
why not? Fuck it. Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Just
I-
throw all
I'd
the side
watch
characters
that.
into one show. I'm sure it'll be
Yes.
good.
Yeah.
People
I'd watch
will watch
the
it.
hell
Yeah.
out of it.
Watching side characters commiserate about working with the main characters is a joke that always lands with me.
Actually,
You
is
know-
Paul Rudd still gonna make movies or anything?
That's a good question. I hope so.
Because they made references
haven't
about
heard
like because
anything.
Ant-Man has a podcast and shit, right?
Right.
So I don't know. I like Paul. I mean, who doesn't like Paul Rudd, right?
Paul
Yeah.
Rudd's great. He's so charming.
Yeah. Unless it comes out he's actually eating babies or something.
Then I'll hate
Yeah.
him. Then I'll
Yeah.
hate him. But
He was the
until
best
then,
part
he's
of the
charming.
new Ghostbusters.
Still haven't watched that one yet.
I wouldn't
haven't
say you,
watched it
you
either.
shouldn't. It's not good.
Okay.
It's fine.
I'm not a huge.
It's kind of interesting because I think it breaks new ground in being sacrilegious because like I don't think it's like offensive per se, but they fully like CGI render Harold Ramis and have him in the film, and it's just like weird.
I'm sure they got permission to do that.
I'm sure they did,
Right?
but it's just like you guys didn't have to do that. You could have just written a standalone good movie. I don't know. It's weird.
CGI dead
I don't
people
like this
is
trend.
such a Marvel Disney thing to do.
Yeah.
But
It is.
it's
I
starting to
remember,
become a
like-
trend now, I guess.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I remember being like, with Rogue One, I was okay with it, but if I had realized what it would started, I would have
Right.
been super against it. I
Because
remember
then
with
Princess
Rogue One,
Leia did it.
with Princess, because they did it with Princess Leia and that one guy, and I'm being like, okay, like, I get it, but now what I see what they may possibly be doing with that, and I'm just like, nope, I hate this. I hate everything about
this. Does it look weird? Like, does it
stuff.
look worse than like the Disney Marvel stuff?
It doesn't look that much worse. It's hard to say because he is also, in the context of the film, a ghost. So he's kind of glowy.
Okay.
So
it's easier to hide.
It's easier to hide.
Oh,
it doesn't.
Yeah.
It's not photorealistic.
Right.
And they don't make him talk, which I guess is good.
That's nice.
You lose your rights to your likeness when you're dead, right?
Well, it's a confusing thing because
I think if you're an actor, you sign some stuff like that, so it's explicit in a lot of contracts. I think
that you lose it or you own it, like your estate or whatever.
You generally. I mean, it depends on the contract, I guess.
Right.
It depends on the contract, because I've heard of some where they loan it, like their descendants.
How do you sign a
it
contract
over,
when
so
you're dead?
I don't know. I think it's because for
Yeah,
a
your
lot of
estate
actors,
could
their
do it.
name is a brand,
Yeah.
so it's stuff like that.
Do they even have laws for this?
Probably.
Yeah,
not.
I mean, even for like action figures and stuff, I'm sure they must.
Oh yeah.
Well, like, there was a case like a few years ago. I think we might have even talked about it on this podcast. Of I don't know why we would have, but I think we did. It was like some like Forever 21 ad where they tried to hire some like pop singer, I don't remember who, and she didn't want to model for them, so they hired a lookalike, and the pop singer sued, and I think she won. It's like, what? Like I mean, it's. It is infringing on her right. Like, they are capitalizing on the fact that people will think that this model is the pop star. But on the other hand, that model can't help who she looks like, right? Like, she should be able to take jobs. So it's weird.
Yeah, because like NECA, a toy company, is coming. They create all these like classic monsters. So like Creature, the Mummy, blah blah blah. They've showed off their Dracula, and it looks like the Bela Lugosi, yeah, and they're working with like the estate, like his family or whatever, to like get everything right and all that. But I'm wondering if that is more of a doing a good faith kind of thing, and legally they don't actually have to do that.
Sure, like Weird Al asking for permission for his song parodies, even though he doesn't have to.
Right.
Yeah.
Because he's gotten a no before, and he still does it, right?
I think he claims he hasn't.
Oh,
I think if he gets a no, what he does is he'll put a snippet from the song in like the polka.
I'm thinking of like Amish Paradise, and think
that was
the person
that was
didn't.
It's so funny.
He didn't like it after the
about
fact,
this.
right?
No, it wasn't even that. It was actually not just that. It was a confusion because, so what happened? Weird Al talked to the company that Coolio was under. And the company A okayed it, and B, Coolio thought he was just taking the sample.
Oh, like a sample?
Coolio's song took the sample from another artist in the song, and so there wasn't a clear like designation permission to use the sample, so that was part of the problem. And apparently, according to that was a big thing that like Weird Al apologized for, and since then, like whenever he does parodies, he goes straight to the artist, because before he only just went to their like go-to person, and that's why this whole thing became a mess. I just read about this recently. I don't know why it came up, but yeah, that's apparently what had happened.
Right. Next one is X-Men 97. So that's like a continuation of the old 90s X-Men series. So it's called X-Men 97 because the old X-Men series ended in 96, the animated series. And they confirm a fall 2023 release. When is fall? I have no seasons here.
Fall is going to be I know it's so stupid.
August,
they do that.
September.
It's September, October, November.
Okay.
September, October, November. Yeah, that's what would be fall.
Right.
Which reminds me of another reason that you need to finish Miss Marvel, Foe. Because a big thing got revealed that is related to that.
And it's coming out in fall 2023?
No.
Oh.
Do you not remember the dialogue, Shar?
The dialogue. You mean the after credits?
No, this wasn't even after credits. This was during the main show. This final episode. Should I just spoil it?
Later after pot.
Okay.
They should literally not change the theme song.
Yeah, I hope they do. It was kind of cool. They remixed the theme song a little bit for the Doctor Strange movie.
The theme song of X-Men?
The theme song of X-Men, because the character that everybody knows appears.
That's fair, yeah.
I remember the end of the character. I don't remember the music. I should look it up.
I don't remember the music either.
Really?
That's cool.
Oh, it was just like it's a very like slower.
I just don't remember because I'll explain after the show. But yes, I don't.
Marvel Zombies gonna have gore. Yay.
All right.
I don't care about Marvel Zombies.
I know. Was not in What If.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got more than enough of it. That's one of my least favorite What If episodes.
I know. I expected them to do it at least, so it was
it's true. Yeah. I did hope that it would be like somehow related to Doctor Strange or something. Like I was really thinking that Doctor Strange would somehow like explicitly tie into What If in some way.
Got it.
I was a little bummed it did.
Mandalorian season 2 figures, including Bill Burr, is revealed.
We already have Bill Burr.
We already have Bill Burr, but I think this is
a new
season
Bill Burr?
I think it's a different like costume, maybe
different armor.
Yeah, different. Yeah.
We need Amy Sedaris. We don't need
I
more
believe
Bill
the
Burrs. I like
Bill
Bill
Burr one we got was him in his whatever armor, like a
the bounty hunter armor.
Yeah, and this one's a bit different, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, maybe this might be him in like because they have an action figure for Mandalorian season 2 in the Bill Burr episode where they're wearing like the disguise like stormtrooper.
Yeah, when he was like the driver.
Armor. Yeah.
So that one already is out.
Oh, okay.
His normal outfit.
So from season 1,
I guess. I don't know. It just says Mandalorian season 2. But yeah, Bill Burr.
Because I have the droid from that episode.
This one's the most interesting announcement. Marvel reveals real-life Infinity Stones collection worth $25 million.
Stop.
They're gonna
Peak capitalism.
It's gonna come with an Infinity Gauntlet, and each stone is a gem, actual precious gem, combined value of more than $25 million, and it's gonna have a combined of 150 carats, which is words that I do not understand, and numbers I do not understand.
It's 150 carats.
My question is,
that's the size.
because these are like different precious gems, so I'm guessing that's like amethysts, emeralds, rubies, sapphires, because of the different colors. Are there ethical concerns whenever it comes to these kind of gems? Because we know the ethical concerns when it comes to diamonds, right?
I only know about diamonds. I don't know much about emeralds because of Elon Musk's dad.
Because you gotta mine this shit, right? Like all of them.
Yeah. The thing is
unless
that
they're lab made.
Yeah. Sapphires are very plentiful. I mean, so are diamonds, but they cornered the industry.
Yep.
Sapphires, I think, are pretty plentiful, and rubies are just a type of sapphire made under certain conditions. So they are rare, but I think because, you mentioned lab created, you can do that with a lot of sapphires.
But will lab created ones be worth $25 million?
I don't know. One of the reasons I think they're gonna have to do them lab created is because, like you mentioned, emeralds. Emeralds are not easy to get. I think most emeralds kind of end up being lab created.
Oh.
So to get them as big as they're talking about, I don't think they're found in nature.
So yeah, I'm not sure how many they're gonna make of this, but yeah, if you ever wanted, okay.
Yeah. I mean, I honestly do think, I'm not saying it's not ethical still, by the way. I'm just saying that to get what they're looking for, to get it, like, hand it over fist with it, they probably have to do it lab created and just jack up the price. Especially for the kind of gems.
They're working with a company called East Continental Gems. So...
Did you guys see the meme that was going around? It was very short-lived, like a week ago, of... Like the topic of my thesis is that when Thanos snapped his fingers and removed half of all life on Earth, that means the people who didn't get snapped away, half of their gut biome got snapped away. So they spent the week after the snap just like shitting their pants because their gut biome is completely out of whack. I like that. It's the best meme since Ant-Man's gonna jump in Thanos' butt.
Okay, so
which if you want to see, watch The Boys.
So I'm actually reading a little bit more on the gem thingies. The Time Stone is a Colombian emerald. The Space Stone is a sapphire from Madagascar. Okay. The Reality Stone
so they are sourced. Okay.
Is an oval-shaped natural ruby from Mozambique. The Power Stone is an oval-shaped natural amethyst. The Soul Stone is a cushion-shaped spessart titty. It's not titty, obviously. And the Mind Stone is a brilliant cut yellow diamond.
Yellow diamond, that's funny. Let me see.
I actually looked up the East Continental Gems, and I clicked on the about, just trying to find like, oh, we are ethical. We do not kill a bunch of like colored people to get our shit. None of that.
No, they definitely get it from places.
Yeah, it was difficult to. And then right at the bottom of the about page shows, I guess, their founding family.
Yeah.
With a bunch of like brown people servants in the background. So hey.
Yeah, never mind. I guess I just got confused because I was like, well, I thought they were gonna mass produce these, and like that's not easy to mass produce.
I mean, I doubt it's gonna be mass produced.
25 million. Yeah. It's gotta be like less than 100.
Yeah,
right?
it's probably gonna be very limited edition.
Like maybe a single digit.
Maybe it's just one.
I guess. I mean that.
Yeah.
It might. Yeah. If it is just maybe one, that would make more sense. I can't. I'm on their website and I can't just find the stones.
It's like, we're gonna make this thing that the bad guy wanted to acquire. And it's like, who's gonna want to acquire this? Oh yeah, really rich people with too much money. That tracks.
That tracks.
That tracks.
Yeah, hold on. I'm trying to see. I like gemstones. That's why I.
But yeah.
Yep. So, ruby, amethyst.
So yeah, cool.
Spessartite. Yeah, I don't
if
know
you have like
is.
how many million lying about, you can get that, I guess.
Yeah. Yellow diamond. It's not even a. I'm just cackling. I guess yellow diamonds might be hard to find. It's usually blue diamonds that are really hard to find. Because diamonds in general are not hard to get at all. And in fact, there was this big push in the ring industry because they had too many like of these imperfect diamonds. So they had this big push to like buy something called chocolate diamonds, and they were not worth at all the marked up price that they insisted upon.
I did not know this, but there's gonna be Avatar movies, not blue people, Airbender.
Right.
Yes.
I just scrolling. I just saw.
And then there's also the
Yes.
Netflix series, right?
The adult ending.
I guess so. I honestly don't really know much about what is what.
Yeah,
so I'm just kind of
I was confused. I thought it was just a
something
series, but apparently not.
Yeah.
Yeah. The first,
because the original,
they're gonna make 3,
yeah,
and the first one is gonna focus on Aang.
Interesting.
Adult Aang, though, right?
I'm not sure.
I'm just gonna wait till I hear something. Because I've been hearing too many news.
They haven't really like revealed much else other than it's gonna be about Aang.
You know what is coming out finally? I think tomorrow is a new season of Harley Quinn.
Oh, season 3.
Oh yeah, I didn't know it was so soon. That's amazing.
It's coming really soon.
Where is it on?
I believe it's tomorrow, but
is DC Universe still a thing?
Universe?
I don't.
No,
think
they got
so.
swallowed up by something. I don't remember.
Warner
what,
Brothers.
Is it HBO?
I thought it was HBO.
I want to say it's HBO.
Yeah, HBO.
But I thought
Max.
Warner Brothers owned DC. Do Warner Brothers own HBO?
Well, no, not HBO. Sorry, Hulu. I think it's Hulu. Oh no, it is on HBO. You can watch it on both. You can watch it on both. Okay. I think DC got swallowed up by Hulu, but I think it's also on HBO. Yeah, that's right. No, I remember this. It was really weird. It was because I remember it was like something was weird where it wasn't like immediately on DC Universe, but it was like on HBO or something. It was something strange like that. But I do think Hulu swallowed. I don't remember. Something swallowed up DC Universe. I don't remember which. But yeah, it'll be on Hulu or HBO.
HBO
Max,
is owned by Warner Brothers. I did not know that.
Okay, well that answers your question. Anyway, yeah, it's coming out really soon. After a lot of delays, so I am so excited. Yeah. I am a little mad because apparently on like Comixology, the comics that were made in between seasons 2 and 3 were like free for a little bit. But
no.
I missed the promo.
And now it's no longer.
I have no idea, but this was like a month ago. This happened, so maybe they still are. But yeah.
Okay. Nothing else interesting. I saw a couple of pretty cool toys, but yeah, that's pretty much it.
Woo!
Yeah, I don't really have anything else in terms of gaming stuff. Like, it's pretty like not much, honestly. Not much that I thought it was interesting.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, I mean, Stray came out, but yeah, it's been pretty quiet otherwise. It is a bit of a dead month, I think.
Oh wait, there was that. Wasn't there that? I didn't look into it because I don't know if it's real. But wasn't was it Ubisoft? Somebody was like making it so you would lose access to their games.
Yeah, one of the Assassin's Creed, like the 2D side-scrolling ones or something. Yeah,
that's what it was.
Oh,
but they
like if you paid for it, you could no longer play it.
But they
Jesus.
basically, you buy the game digitally, but their wording was confusing. People thought they were not going to be able to access the game that they already bought, but it's actually you can't access like the online stuff, I think. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Got it.
I'm not sure if they originally gonna do the whole, but whatever. Oh, you know what's interesting? I'm not sure how true this is, but BMW.
Yes. Similar kind of thing.
BMW
What happened?
apparently to get heating in your seats, you have to pay a subscription.
The hardware ships with all the models, but it's
a
not
software
active
thing
unless you pay the subscription fee. Yeah.
Yeah, I did read about this. I hate it.
And BMW actually came out with a tweet, a thread on Twitter, saying they do not have to pay subscription for heated seats. They offer additional premium options.
I don't know, man.
Shocking.
Regardless, it's a bad look.
So it's like $18 a month, $180 a year, or $300 for 3 years, or pay for unlimited access for $415.
Good lord.
South Korea and a few other countries, I think.
Yikes.
It's interesting.
That's one word.
We're gonna just be subscription. Every fucking thing is just gonna be.
I know.
It's gonna get to like actually important features too.
Airbags,
like your turn signals, airbags. Yeah, like.
Yeah.
And your gas pedal.
$1 for every time you use the turn signal.
Unlock, ranges like 65 to 70 or whatever.
$1 every time you use the turn signal. Something like that. Yeah.
What was who was the game designer? Oh, I think it was the ex-CEO of Ubisoft who at one point was saying, he's like, wouldn't it be great? Oh no, sorry, it wasn't Ubisoft. This is a different news article. The news article that happened recently was Unity was purchased by the company, or they merged with the company that makes the download bundle that if you don't uncheck it when you download things, like puts all those like toolbars onto your browser. The thing that tricks old people and makes their computers suck. So Unity paired with this company, and they're kind of like, we want it to make it easier for developers to make games that charge players kinds of things. Because I guess the CEO of the current CEO of Unity, he's an ex-CEO
of EA
from Ubisoft. Of EA? One of the
big ones.
I don't remember.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Whatever.
And he was like on record as saying, wouldn't it be great if we had a game where like players had to pay real money to reload their guns and that kind of stuff, like actually buy bullets with real money. So he's that kind of capitalist, I guess. I don't know.
The worst.
So Unreal's getting a lot more popular.
Yeah.
Say what you will about Epic, but
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So far, they've been pretty developer friendly, at least.
Yeah, they've been. I mean, you see what you get.
So yeah, you want to do the thing?
Yeah,
let's do the thing.
All right. This is Sarahscopic, Sarahscopic. I'm mostly on Twitter these days. You can also catch me on another podcast, RNG and T.
And I'm Foehamner. You can't really find me anywhere. I occasionally do things on YouTube. Occasionally. I have a Discord. I don't know. Hard to reach out though. But you can if you really try.
Sounds like a challenge.
You gotta want it.
And I'm Pupunoob, Pupunoob. Mostly on Twitter and Instagram now, I guess. I've posted
Oh yeah,
cat pictures and toy pictures.
good cat pictures, good action figure pictures.
So yeah, this has been episode 196 out of the 100 podcasts. Thank you. Thank you for 96. Thank you for watching, listening. See you next time. Bye.
Bye.